we'll start with trade management and then relate what we're seeing to the high degree frames. We're looking, of course, at last week's 45 minutes. I believe that was Friday. You're seeing a very clear now inverted head and shoulders. You have level 1 at the market top. You have level 2. That correction has completed. We are going to be doing level 3, not a level B. If you were doing a level B, you would just hit the market top and fall back in a double head and, of course, get down all the way maybe to 192. We are, of course, going to be doing a wave 3. This was confirmed as early as last Friday because of the reverse triggers that we were seeing on the 45 minutes. We did explain this in depth last week. You have a bounce out of that point, a bounce below over both meant that you are going to support the 200-point moving average and move higher. We have the same today. You can see this arrow here means you're bouncing the 200-point moving average, and we did bounce the 200-point moving average last Friday. Of course, we're going to roll higher, much higher. We're going to roll to 199.56. We're going to roll to 200. So, very good trade to take. Very good trade to take. All right. Let's take it now to actual trade management. We're looking at today's 15 minutes and today's 30 minutes, but we just now the 30 minutes is not going to unfold. It's really the 15 minutes. We're looking at an A and a B, and we used to believe we could get a C. That we had this becomes high degree A, and then we have an A, B, and the C is showing here on this next 15 minutes. Sorry, next 30 minutes. Of course, that was A, the 3, 4A, 4B, and 4C becomes a C. Now, with the breakout higher, this is impossible. It's not going to happen. So just forget about it. This is really what we're seeing. We're trading that move. There's a 1 and a 2, internal 1 and a 2, 3, 4. We did a 5, right? We take this live, round up the labels because there is going to be an extension. Probably rounding up the labels would mean 1 and a 2 drop back here, 3 come up here, 4 and 5. This becomes internal level 1. We've done internal level 2. We're doing now an internal level 3, right? So this again can be used as a cycle 3. The market is long. We are going to at least resistance to this week. The hedge at this point will rise to above the bounce that we're seeing here in the tweezer formation. Let's take it live. Let's just check on oil. So we have a question on oil. We have a very interesting question on oil. If there are any chance of oil going up, I believe oil is already going up. It's 79.70, higher than the open today. So we're looking at 81 probably, but we'll be looking at it in more detail right after sterling yen. All right, let's take this to 15 minutes. Bear with us a few moments. So let's just go over the labels together. We have a 1 and a 2 at that point. We have an extension, of course, so I want to round up these into 5. And we are off because we're going to be having 5 of an internal 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, and a 5. So we have some negative momentum, must be a 1 and a 2. And then we have an internal 1 and a 2 right after it, a 3 and a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a 3 at that point. I don't believe we need these, we need them further on. We had a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, and a 5, so we now have a wave, another round up in 5. We are confirmed of this 5 swing because we have a bit of negative momentum here. If we had more negative momentum, then of course it would be a high degree swing. And we can consider with that in something like an A top out here that did an A and a B and the C into B, but we don't. So we have now just done 5. Right, we can do this. Remember, we're going to be doing a higher degree 5, so I'm going to highlight these very strongly so that we don't lose focus of the swing that we're trading. We have finished 3, we have finished 4. We have done a dot 1 into 5, we've done a dot 2 into 5. This 5 in bracket is what we're relating to. And of course, 3 and 4 are relating to that 1 and 2. We don't really need that E here anymore, and we don't need this market top. I'm now doing the dot 3, and this means we can just do these labels. I'm still in 3, and then I get a 4, and then I get a 5, and the market goes on, of course, to do a dot 3. If this is a trending market, of course, after I do a dot 3, I should be doing a dot 4 and a dot 5 to actually complete this high degree 3 bracket. But it is possible that I get to join 3 and 5 together, and I'm having 9 green swings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is most probable because this is the market top. So you will not really you get something spiral that moves all the way to target, and then you get a very swift correction. Okay, so this means if we are not already long, I believe we are not, just in case some of us have longs, we buy market 198.30. We could get a retraction, but we don't want to really waste time. Retraction will just take us to 198. That's all. It's possible to get it to A, to B, and to C, but not on this type of very strong momentum that we're showing. So we buy market. Market is 198.30. This is very tight in terms of risk. We just buy market, and we do not expect the market to fall below level 2, and therefore we can have a hedge at 197. So if we're in at 198.35, 197 is just 130 points. And it is support one. And it is below the tweezer formation that got the bounce. So we are should be more than safe. It's also below a level 4. All right, let's take it to target. The best, of course, target is going to be end of week. All right, or resistance 5 on the 1 hour. I would want to shed light that it is possible to do a cycle 3 progression. Remember cycle 3 strategy where you buy back to back all the way to resistance 3 or at least resistance 2 on the hourly time frame. If you just prefer to buy and hold, that is also perfectly all right. But I believe there's going to be very strong volatility, and therefore it is possible really to do back-to-back entries using buy stops and take us to resistance 3. Over here, resistance 3 showing 201.9. Resistance 2 is 200, 199.88. In between is 200.8. And these are all the targets. So the target is the end of the week. If you are going to be swing traders, the end of the week is whatever, of course, we get. If we are also going to be using projections, we're seeing here projections, right? Let's set them correct. We're having projections right from the bottom of origin of leg 1 to leg 2, and we're doing leg 3, of course. So this needs to be amended. Take it to leg 1. Again, I'm using projections right from the bottom of origin. This point we have an internal 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5. Leg 1, and it takes me to leg 3. And leg 3 must be, I believe, of course, 127.2 is 202, and 202 is actually 202.2. So 202.2 is between resistance 3 and resistance 4. 203.24 is resistance 4, and 161.8 is resistance 5. I believe we get to see resistance 4, 203.24. So we just take profit towards the end of the week if we're going to be swing traders. If you wish to do cycle 3, it is very plausible, very good. We did this several times together, so I'm sure you're all aware of it. You simply use buy stops on good size, half a size on the buy stop, another half size at the next fib between the internal pivots on the 15-minute chart. You take profit every 20 points and then use buy stops back to back all the way to 200, 201, because we're seeing here a target at 200.7 or 200.8. So we can do a cycle 3 all the way to 201. All right. If you're using good size, of course, we can accumulate good profits this week using a cycle 3. Before we move on, we'd want to shed light on the fractal showing in the pattern. So over here we see a tweezer. So you can see, of course, a tweezer is when you have an equal number of bearish candles and an equal number superseded by an equal or greater number of bullish candles. So we have a tweezer, and if you look closely, this is a smaller fraction of what is about to happen. You are looking at a very big tweezer here. It's about to continue, and this means we're going at least to 200 in order to take out the cycle top. And of course, if you're going to 200, you're going to 200.8 whereabouts of that level. And therefore, we can, of course, buy and hold in good size all the way to 200.8 or 201. We can also do a cycle 3. I believe we did cycle 3s several times together, all the way to 201.